Okay, so welcome in. Hey, little dance session. Got my little cheesy music. I'm gonna learn how to put in music, y'all. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We just starting, okay? We just starting. But welcome to my podcast. I want to get down and dirty about this amazing book, okay? I finally got into a chapter, okay? Chapter 1 was already dropping jewels, okay? Dropping jewels. And I'm just like, dang, okay, chapter 1. So I'm going to start out with the word, okay, boom, according to John, the gospel according to St. John. All right. Number 1, in the beginning was the word, and the word was with God, and the word was God. The same was in the beginning with God. Boom. I am going to read one more. All things were made by him, and without him was not anything made that was made. Boom. That right there is a mouthful. You know what that means to me? That means you should stand on your word. Okay? Because yes, the word was created by God, but check this out. What do we have today that is so strong and powerful that's invisible? The word. Because when you speak, you're speaking things into your life. You can speak death over your life. You can speak life over your life. Okay? It's that simple. That's all I'm saying. So when I read that, it just gave me everything I needed to confirm that my word should be powerful and it should mean something. Okay? I should be able to stand on the power of my words because I was created in the image of God. You were too. And boom, at the end of the day, guess what? If we had the word in the beginning and the word was law and the word was life and the word was water, then think about what the word is to you right now. Every word is technically of reality, right? So when we create this ideology of thinking that we could say things and not mean it and lie and just say things, then that's already blasphemy within your soul. That's already blasphemy within your spirit, okay? See, I'm going to make sure that you have everything you need to be powerful on this earth, okay? Because that's all we have. All we have is our purpose and our impact. That's it. And if you can't actually wrap your head around how powerful your words are alone, then oh my goodness, Jehovah Jireh, I don't know what to tell you, baby, but that's my opinion. And my job is to express my opinions with you, not to change your mind, but to express my opinions and how I divinely allow God to work on my actual spirit. Okay, because my soul is anchored, right? It's anchored to something that is so much bigger than me and it's so much powerful than I am. And the reason why I say that is because I can encourage you. That's why I am able to encourage you. I can speak with conviction because I know what I know via experience. And I want you to know that I love y'all and I always want y'all to have all the tools needed to be successful, okay? This podcast is only 30 minutes. I don't want to go past 30 minutes because some people push it into lengths of 2 hours. And I'm like, whoa, shorty, I ain't got 2 hours for you. That's a job. Hold up. I got an hour, maybe. I might have to watch this in sections, but let me jump into it. That was John 1:1. Check that out for yourself. I always encourage people to read, okay? All right. So now we're going to jump into the book. Yes, the book by James Clear. Yes, my podcast is centered around knowledge, not stupidity, knowledge. Go get the book. I'm not going to read this whole book to you. What I will do is dissect and regurgitate and reread what I read that was beautiful because it meant something to me. So that's why you should go get this book. And I'm just reading it because I purchased it because it was cute. Hello. Look at the cover. Look at the cover. It screams Nazarene. Hello. So, moving on, I want to go ahead and get to it. So, chapter 1, literally, I will admit, I had 2 pages left, right? But I took a nap. And that's all fine and dandy because what I did was I outlined with my pen what was the most important. I'm going to turn the live off. Hold on, y'all. Okay, I'm back. So I'm going to jump into it. All right, so chapter 1. I probably have to read those last 2 pages to make sure, or not let you buy the book. That's the point. I want you to read. I want you to get into good discipline because my theory is that they want to dumb us down. They want to get us so dumb that we're just robots buying things and we have no reason as to why we're buying it. We're just buying it. That's stupid to me. I'm not doing that. I'm not going to be somebody's robot and consumer. Excuse me. I am going to be as liberal and as free as possible. And I encourage you to do the same because you are worthy to be free within your train of thoughts and your disciplines. You can practice whatever habits you desire to practice. So this book hits home with me because I'm working on everything. I'm working on the discipline of cleanliness. I'm working on the discipline of fitness. I'm working on the discipline of being diligent and paying attention to details. I am mastering life 1% at a time. That's what this book teaches, right? It teaches to master life 1% at a time. So I'm going to take one more second, press a button, count me, bow. So that was 2 seconds. All right. So I stole 2 seconds from y'all. I'm sorry. I'll give it back at the end. Okay. So after getting into this book, the first podcast, the premiere, it was basically me trying to just read to you about the cyclist and everything. And so what I did was I took the liberty to go ahead and just dissect it and read it for myself. And on that first page, I ended up outlining the fact that he said, what is his name? Brailsford said, the whole principle came from the idea that if you broke down everything you could think of that goes into riding a bike and then improve it by 1%, you will get a significant increase when you put them all together. So he wants you to focus on the mechanics, breaking it down. That would be each part, right? Each part would be a system, a part of a system, excuse me. Each part would be a part of a system, okay? So boom, I outlined another part and it was saying basically Brailsford, which was, one of the coaches in Britain to basically make the cyclist team better. I want you to be able to jump in and just follow along. Brailsford and his team continue to find 1% improvements in overlooked and unexpected areas. Okay, so let's dissect that. How many parts of your life do you not dissect and actually look at that 1% of that little component of that system and say, I can do better gradually? How often? How often, there's so many times where you can improve gradually, but you're looking for big gratification, instant gains, instant improvements, but you don't hold on to that improvement because the habit has not yet been developed. The habit has not yet been developed because of the lack of the discipline of it, right? So you would have to do something over and over and over again for it to apply to you and for it to give you a breakthrough, right? Come on now. Let's get into it. So now going into the next part that I read that was just outstanding. I even wrote like, read it, okay? Because I wanted you to get this. Just 5 years after Brailsford took over, the British cycling team dominated the road and track cycling events at the 2008 Olympic Games in Beijing, where they won an astounding 60% of the gold medals available. 4 years later, when the Olympic Games came to London, the British they raised the bar, as they set 9 Olympic records and 7 world records. That same year, I'm getting excited. I need to slow down. That same year, Bradley Wiggins became the first British cyclist to win the Tour de France. The next year, his teammate Chris Froome won the race, and he would go on to win again in 2015, 2016, 2017, giving the British team 5 Tour de France victories in 6 years. That's what 1% improvement can do for you. That's why it makes so much freaking sense. Dissect your life. Fix it a little bit at a time. So each year, figure out what percent and what goal you want to actually follow, like what direction you want to go in. Because he broke it down even to the goals, y'all. He said the goals are basically destinations. I was like, you better break this down for my intellect, because I'm a very like philosophical thinker, and I'm like into the ideology of systems, because everything takes a system. If you don't have a system, that's why you're falling. That's why you're failing. Just for now. It's not forever. It's just for now until you develop a system. Come on, James Clear. Another round of applause. Another round of applause, okay? Listen, now what we're doing is, I think I went live on the show. I was just trying to record, or maybe it's just saying we live. Okay, so boom, I'm still getting used to this, y'all. Bear with me. We got 30 minutes. We're at 12 minutes right now. All right, so during the team year span from 2007 to 2017, British cyclists won 178 world championships and 66 Olympic or Paralympic gold medals, and captured 5 Tour de France victories in what is widely regarded as the most successful run in cycling history. Listen, peep the success. 1% modifications to the team made them champions. Okay? This is a proven thing now. Once it creates champions, once it creates success, it is now a proven fact that 1% of increase of a really good discipline, a really good habit, is going to help you succeed in life. Let's get into it. Okay. Something else that I favored in this book was, why do small improvements accumulate into such remarkable results? And how can you replicate this approach in your own life? That's a good question. That is a good question. Get the book. James know what he's talking about, okay? James know what he's talking about. Okay, so now we get into why small habits make a big difference. Okay, I'm going to read from the book. It is so easy to overestimate the importance of one defining moment and underestimating the value of making small improvements on a daily basis. Too often we convince ourselves that massive success requires massive action. Think about that. How often do you trick yourself into thinking you're not going to get it done because you're not moving fast enough? You got to calm down. You got to slow everything down, because when you're succeeding, it's not going to always be boom, hard, and in your face. It's not. So you have to get to a place where you appreciate small wins. Small wins turn into big wins. Okay? Stop playing with your girl. All right. So then I went on to read, and it says, whether it is losing weight, building a business, writing a book, winning a championship, or achieving any other goal, we put pressure on ourselves to make some earth-shattering improvements that everyone will talk about. It's not about everybody else. It's not about that gratification and that validation and that authorization from your boss, that title. It's not about that. It's about you. It's about what's going to make you confident about yourself and your success, your happiness, and your peace. All of these things stem to happiness. And if you don't become content with appreciating your small wins, you'll never be satisfied, and you're always going to be in that hamster wheel chasing success, thinking, oh, I need to do bigger and I need to do better. You are bigger and you are better. I love you guys. Okay, so we're going to continue. So, leaving off at okay, so now I'm going to jump into the next paragraph. Here's how the math works out. If you can get 1% better each day for 1 year, you'll end up 37 times. Okay, 37 is a big number for me. 37 times better by the time you're done. Conversely, if you get 1% worse each day for 1 year, you'll decline nearly down to zero. That isn't that crazy? Let me read that one more time. Conversely, if you get 1% worse each day for 1 year, you'll decline nearly down to zero. What starts as a small win or a minor setback accumulates into something much more. Doesn't that sound so real? Because every time you start a new point in your life, what do? You backslide, right? Because you didn't gradually take on the summit. Okay, we're trying to summit and we're trying to get up Mount Everest. Okay, you're not going to do that in a day. It might take you 3 days depending on your conditioning, depending on your ability to stay focused and disciplined and drive yourself up that mountain. I'm telling you, this book, I already know. I can feel the change. I can feel the change coming over me. I can feel it. I can feel it. It's deep. It's getting deep down inside my soul. Okay. So boom, we're turning and we're on page 16 now. We're getting into reading another chapter, just the outline of it. It says, habits are the compound interest of self-improvement. Now, see, when you hear the words compound and interest, what do you think of? Dash money, okay? And when I heard that, it made me recognize that I needed to make deposits within myself. Just 1% deposits. Come on now, you could do it. I know you could get into it. Put your back into it. All right. So habits are the compound interest of self-improvement. The same way that money multiplies through compound interest, the effects of your habits multiply as you repeat them. Come on. And then I skipped page 17. Let's get into it. 18, I got deep and dirty. I started just writing a whole bunch of lines. I don't know if you can see it. I just started lining. We finna read this whole page. Okay, we're up to 18 minutes in, ladies and gentlemen, kings and queens. Okay, so skip 2. Success is the product of daily habits, not once in a lifetime transformations. You heard that? Success is the product of daily habits, not once in a lifetime transformations. Like, you got to feel that. You got to receive that. That's going to slow you down. That's going to calm you down. That's going to calm you down. I need you to take it easy in life. Success is the product of daily habits, not once in a lifetime transformation. This guy, James Clear, who wrote this book, Atomic Habits, he went to school for biomechanics, okay? So he's a dissector. Remember that. Look him up. The man's on point. Okay, so I'm going to continue reading. That said, it doesn't matter how successful or unsuccessful you are right now. What matters is whether your habits are putting you on the path towards success. You should be far more concerned with your current trajectory than with your current results. If you're a millionaire, but you spend more than spend more than you earn each month, then you are on a bad trajectory. If your spending habits don't change, it's not going to end. Well, conversely, if you're broke, but you save a little bit every month, then you're on the path towards financial freedom, even if you're moving slower than you'd like. What I say, I'm telling you, this man has broke it down to the most simplest form. Then I'm going to continue. Your outcomes are a lagging measure of your habits. Ooh, let me slow that down. Your outcomes are a lagging measure of your habits. I had to read that into the mic. I wanted to make sure you received it. That's my pumpus laugh, y'all. So your net worth. Ooh, that was my tongue got lazy right there. Your net worth is a lagging measure of your financial habits. That was heavy because I'm into my finances. Your weight is a lagging measure of your eating habits. Boom. Is that hitting home for anybody? Your knowledge is a lagging measure of your learning habits. That's why I centered this podcast around knowledge, books, you guys. I'm not speaking from my heart. I'm speaking from some form of proven fact, okay? We need facts because it's the logic that's going to help you get better in the life. It's the logic. It's going to help you. So, if you want to predict where you'll end up in life, all you have to do is follow the curve of tiny gains or tiny losses and see how your daily choices will compound 10 or 20 years down the line. Are you spending less than you earn each month? Are you making it into the gym each week? Are you reading books and learning something new each day? Tiny battles like these are the ones that will define your future self. Damn, that's deep. Damn, I got to applause him on that. Got to. That's heavy. That's heavy. Tiny battles like these are the ones that will define your future self. So once you become a master at little things, that's what I really do believe in that. Once you become the master of little things, you become the master of many things, and then you become the master of giant things. I love it. I love it. I'm animated, y'all. This is the True Nas. I get to be me. We're running out of time, and I'm about to close soon, but I'll read a little bit more. I want you to go cop this book, okay? Atomic Habits by James Clear. The man is the man, okay? I got to give it to him. He did that with the book. And also, I'm working on the book. I'm going to promote my book because if I promote it, then I have to finish it. It's going to be like 10 or 12 chapters. And yeah, it's going to be called, you know what? I'm going to save the title because God might drop a little nugget in my head and be like, we're changing the title. So, boom, let me finish reading. We have 23 minutes. We're 23 minutes in. Okay. Time magnifies the margin between success and failure. It will multiply whatever you feed it. Good habits make time your ally. Bad habits make time your enemy. Hear that. Receive that. Good habits make time your ally. Bad habits make time your enemy. All right, jumping past some things. You need to know how habits work and how to design them to your liking so you can avoid the dangerous half of the blade. Okay. Because earlier in the book, he spoke on how, just success is, a double-edged sword. If if you're trying to develop good habits, bad habits, or whatever, and knock out bad habits, it's a double-edged sword. Now moving on to page 19. He then breaks it down into like a little chart, and he's just talking about your habits can compound for you or against you. So then he talks about the positives, the pros, and the cons. I know you probably can't see that, but I'm going to read it to you. Okay, so positive compounding. Productivity compounds, accomplishing one extra task in a small feat on any given day, but it counts for a lot over an entire career. The effect of automating an old task or mastering a new skill can be even greater. The more tasks you can handle without thinking, the more your brain is free to focus on other areas. I love that. Negative compounding, stress compounds, the frustration of a traffic jam, the weight of parenting responsibilities, the worry of making ends meet, the strain of slightly high blood pressure by themselves. These common causes of stress are manageable, but when they persist for years, little stresses compound into serious health issues. That's a real thing. That's a real thing. So if you have any health issues, don't allow that to compound on you, okay? I pray for your recovery and your healing in Jesus' name. I truly do. God bless you. I pray for your prosperity and your healing if that is some of your negative compounding issues. So let's get through this chart and then we're going to finish off. And then a positive compound, knowledge compounds. This is a true statement because I got smarter over years to come and I just stayed on top of myself. Learning one new idea won't make you a genius, but a commitment to lifelong learning can be transformative. Furthermore, each book you read not only teaches you something new, but also opens up different ways of thinking about old ideas. As Warren Buffett says, that's how knowledge works. It builds up like compound interest. And that's the money man. If you don't know about Warren Buffett, yeah, that's the money man. He know all about them numbers, okay? The negative side of that, negative thoughts compound. The more you think of yourself as worthless, stupid, or ugly, the more you condition yourself to interpret life that way. You get trapped in a thought loop. The same is true for how you think about others. Once you fall into the habit of seeing people as angry, unjust, or selfish, you see those kinds of people everywhere. It's crazy. This is why I always say be gracious with yourself, be merciful with yourself. Stop thinking that you're going to be perfect. You're not. You're not. Life is a journey and it is a slow, incremental mastery. You can do life if you take your time. I'm going to finish off because we're 28 minutes in and we're stopping at 30 and 2 seconds because I owed you 2 seconds. Okay. Relationship compound. People reflect their behavior back to you. The more you help others, the more others want to help you. Being a little bit nicer is in each interaction can result in a network of broad and strong connection over time. All right. Then the negative compound of that would be outrage compound. Riots, protests, and mass movements are rarely the results of a single event. Instead, a long series of microaggressions and daily aggravations slowly multiply until one event tips the scales and outrage spreads like wildfire. That's a true thing. Political issues definitely reveal the true face of microaggression. People become very agitated and angry with just societal issues, so they lash out, and we do it even in our own personal issues. So I'm gonna end on this note, and you have to buy this book. That's all I could tell you, baby. You have to buy this book. We are done with reviewing chapter 1, sadly, because I'm encouraging you to read this book for yourself. or go on Audible and definitely download this book. Atomic Habits is fire. It's fire. This is just the first chapter. I'm already ready to like get down and dirty, okay? That's it. That's all for the day. Signing out as Nazarene J. Clark. Okay. God bless y'all. I love you guys. Make big waves and show big love. I'm gonna get better music, but this is what I got for now. Hey, love y'all.